Holito Werbakatu. Great piece. Um, I have to talk about this. I was just watching Reggie Marlborough talk about this title that we see right here, but only that his live stream was a little more provoking, a little more striking. He was on Sonetta's TV channel, one of those, House of Consciousness, one of them. And he was talking about a lot of different things. He's sort of a person who comes along of the fabric of making a stare at a conversation. He basically makes the person who's listening uh, petrified. I was listening to him. Um, and the thing that I figured out was I'm like this. What do Musty Man think? What do Mulatto Man think? What do Octoroon Man think? What do Quadroon Man think? What do all these men think? What do black men think? A lot of these men get grouped into classifications of black men. Negroes, coloreds, we all get grouped in together in this big bucket and we all don't think alike. We all don't think alike. We all don't look alike. And this is what this article is talking about right here. Confusion, why people of color are misidentified so often. I'm like this, man. When I go through TikTok, when I go through YouTube and I see live streams and I see like how the people act, how the people look, especially the women, like I don't really see any hope in America at least. I don't really see any hope. The closer you get to America, it's like the more problems there are with people and societies. Um, like when I'm looking at people in Africa or people who come over here from Africa, it's like it's a whole different vibration. When I'm looking at the people here in America, like the women, the men, like it's an entirely different story. It's almost like they need help as far as like being calmed down in situations where they're live streaming. Like they almost need you to feed them. Like, you know what I mean? Like you come in on the lives and they attack you. You make a comment and they attack you. Africans, they want to know who you are. They want to know where you're from. They want to know your culture. They want to know your language. They want to know what you identify. It's a whole different peace method with them. It's not that way with Americans. Americans like to fight. They like to argue. They like to be violent. They like to start mess. Like it's entirely different. Like, and I feel sorry for like people who are mixed, because like they're kind of caught between a pickle. Um, they don't know like if they're black. They don't know if they're white. They don't know where mulatto standing is. They know they're mulatto, but they don't know where they standing is. Like they don't know. And that's where you find that African that's in America really. The black guy, the Negro. Because you got the Negro, you got the Musty, you got the Mulatto, you got the Quadroon, and you got the Octoroon. You got all these 5 classifications. Me, I just happen to be a Negro. I look at this like this. What are we going to do to protect these classes of people going forward as far as this election goes? They're not going to talk about that. They're going to talk about generalizations. But in these generalizations that they speak about, nothing's going to be solved within these generalizations. I look at my community, for instance, And I see how you have these business directors who come into the community from other communities, and they're always grouped around these classes of women. You have these five classifications of women that are always grouped around. And this one guy can be an Arab. This one guy, he can be a Greek. This one guy, he could be a Jew. I've seen it all my years living in Michigan, Southeast Michigan. I've seen it. And like when I see this, I just look at it like this. Like to me, like it's not funny. It's kind of sad to look at. You know what I mean? Like it's sad in their scope. To me, like it's not sad because like I feel bad or anything like that, or I feel down. It's not that. I just look at it like it's bad for them because this is how they're going to be looked in history. And I heard Mary Sheffield say, "It's not how you start, but it's how you finish." I don't agree with that because we all know when America was started, it was started off the greatness of glory. Everybody got along, and if you don't know that, look, if you think people didn't get along in the beginning, America wouldn't look the way it looks today. It wouldn't have the certain creeks that it has. It wouldn't have the certain rivers that it has. It wouldn't have the certain mountains that it have. It wouldn't have the certain streams that it have. It wouldn't have the certain soils that it have. It wouldn't have the certain plants, the organisms, the animals. It wouldn't have any of this stuff that's here if people didn't start off and they didn't get along. Because all of this stuff is man-made. These ships that we see, these extraterrestrial ships, these people visiting from other planets coming here, like all this stuff is man-made. It's made from a gadget, a tool, and a human being looking with two eyes. An ant is made in a laboratory. So like we have all of these things, man, and like I look at it like this: white people of color are misidentified so often. Like, why are we so misidentified? Look at this lady in the picture right here. She's clearly Negro. She has dark skin. She's not a musty. She's not an octoroon. She's not a quadroon. And she's not a mulatto. All right. So you say, well, we've been going, like Negroes been going through this since sharecropping. Like we've been going through this since sharecropping. Like Jonestown, Mississippi, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, Adams, Mississippi. We've been going through this forever and a day. And like you look at the North, like I was listening to this lady talk to Tariq Nasheed, and she was like, yeah, the people in the North that's so violent, and the people down in the South that's so welcoming and joyful. Like she talking about Georgia. And yeah, I mean, like the people in the North, like I've lived in a couple places in the South, and like the people in the North, like I would say they're definitely more violent. But like she would have to go to Minnesota to see like a different view of things. You know what I mean? Like she would have to go to Minnesota, because Minnesota, like the people there, they are nice too. But you know what I mean? Like any place where there's immigrants, it's going to be a different. They're going to bring that culture with them, which is peace. Um, any place where there's Europeans, you know what I mean? You got to be on the lookout because like you just can't live in the communities that they just moved to. You know what I mean? Like they've just taken over. You can't move to them and expect like you're going to get along with everyone because they don't have everything, and like it's not a welcoming environment if you're the only person that looks different than everyone. Um, yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. Like, we are misidentified. Negroes are misidentified. Um, I don't know what musties think. I don't know what mulattoes think. I don't know what quadroons think. I don't know what octoroons think. I don't know what these people think. I don't know. Um, I have mulattoes in my family. I have octoroons in my family. I have quadroons in my family. I have musties in my family. I just think like this, man. We're all different. Like the way I'm treated, like throughout the people that I commune with in the family, it's different. You know what I mean? Like I always say, like if you want to know how what people think of you and how people look at you and things like that, like look on a person's Facebook network and see like who likes their posts, who shares their posts, and then look at the people who they're friends with on that posts, like kind of like doing analytics. Um, I wouldn't say I don't. I would say like I don't necessarily identify with people that's in my immediate family. I don't identify with any of them. It's just me. So I would have to say like I have to keep my head on the swivel. I have to be involved in the matter of politics on a day to day, week to week basis. Like I have to be involved because it's just one of those things where you get bogged down. You know what I mean? Because like you see the world for what it is. Like you know what I mean? Like man don't do things for man anymore. Like man do things for tricks. You know what I mean? Like men aren't men anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's just not that. Like man don't look out for men anymore. So like you have to keep your head on a swivel. You have to be very sensible in all these things that's around us that shape our sensibility. So yeah, I would say that's really that, man. I use like networks and social medias like is like a testing ground for me. Like when I'm on Facebook, I look at like all the people who look at my posts and share them and like them. It's all Africans. You know what I mean? And like the people who you would call your immediate family, like they shy away from being political. You know what I mean? Like they don't necessarily like share your posts. They don't like your posts. Africans look at it like I like Africans and how they act and how they look and how they think and how they exist and how they be and how they evolve. I love Africans for who they are. Africans are people who just look at life like it's just easy. You know what I mean? Like Africans don't fight, they don't fuss. You know what I mean? They don't have a argue in the matter. Like they don't push themselves to be jubilant in violence. You know what I mean? Like they look at a dime as being more worthy than a dollar. You know what I mean? They'll make a toy car out of a dime and float a dollar in the water and give a dollar away when in America a dollar has more value. You know what I mean? So I love Africans, man. Like they really get it. And I find myself talking to a lot of Africans like on social media, like TikTok, YouTube. I find myself talking to them. They have a lot of sense. And I only make that stark difference between us two because I'm in America and they are on the continent of the motherland. But we're both the same, actually. But just a matter of view. So that's all I want to say in this video. What do you all think about this article? And if you did see the Reggie Marbury live stream on Sonetta TV, what did you all think about that? Great peace, Yakoki.